What's up, folks? Arctic here, and today I want to talk a little bit about Destiny out of Gamescom. Got some Destiny gameplay going on for you guys. They announced several things basically out of the event, and there was a live stream that they had with Too Old to Play with Q&A from Destiny about the game. So very interesting stuff came out of that, and I'm going to share basically my thoughts on information that we got from that. But the information that we received from Gamescom was that Bungie has two expansions that they're working on right now. The first of which is called The Dark Below, I believe, and it will release in December. It's basically going to introduce its own story, and they're calling these expansions, not necessarily DLC releases, but they're calling them expansions because they're going to add their own story, which include like strike, competitive experiences, and cooperative experiences is how they worded this. New items, gear, weapons. So it sounds like it's going to be pretty expansive. I'm interested to see if they're going to introduce any new planets, new areas. It's a pretty big deal when, you have this huge world of Earth and the only place that you can go is old Russia. So that was a point I kind of talked about in one of my previous videos. And so I'm hoping that they populate the Earth and other places with a lot more places in the world other than the ones that they kind of have as that one destination, because the Earth is vast, so are the other planets. So going to one city just seems unreasonable given the scope and scale that this game is supposed to have. So very, very intriguing hearing about some of the things that they're kind of working on and how they kind of value some of the, I think, cooperative and gameplay experiences versus the competitive experiences. And with that being said, they had a live stream where they did some Q&A, and they talked about private matches, specifically their clan play. And I believe the question was phrased something like, will two clans be able to play against each other in an organized fashion? And the response was basically that, sure, it can happen, but it's more of a random occurrence via matchmaking rather than you purposely setting up a match and then having two clans duke it out. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about this. I think, one, that the clan function is, obviously something that makes sense and it's cool. But not having private matches or a way to actually execute on having a clan, being able to battle against other people in an organized fashion seems a little out of place. That's just me because I know what they're capable of. I know what they've done in the past. And the response was basically that, hey, we've been working on the core gameplay, and that isn't the iteration that we're going for in this one. And they basically likened it to Halo 1 to Halo 3, right? There's a lot of multiplayer changes, a lot of different features that they added over the lifespan of the game. But again, this is something that I feel like, hey, you could have had all of that because you've done it before, plus what you're trying to do with this game. And maybe I'm kind of thinking outside of where they were, but it just doesn't make sense. Now, to me, we saw what happened from a competitive standpoint. Now, listen, I'm making an argument for competitive, but let me be absolutely 100% clear. If you're still in this video and you're listening, I said from day one, for the competitive players, do not expect Destiny to be a competitive title. In no way, shape, or fashion have I ever thought that this game was going to be something that I would play at a competitive level. Never. Okay? So I'm just making this a case argument because I think it's interesting, given Bungie's history and some of the reactions from, I will say, mostly Halo players and their expectations for Bungie. Now, back on course. Now, we saw with Titanfall that by not having private matches, they really, really missed out on an opportunity to capitalize with some of the people that were eager to play the game at a competitive level. There was a huge decrease in the number of teams that we saw from the time that the game launched to when the actual patch with private matches was introduced. We're talking activity on the game battles site for just people that were posting was down, although the matches obviously were up. But I think there was a very large expectation for this game to be something that people could play competitively because of the nature of the movement. It seemed like there was a lot of skill involved. It was an online only basically game. There was nothing that would have said to someone that was looking at this that initially got information on it that, hey, there's not going to be private matches at launch. So I think that from a lot of those people's standpoint, if you look at that and see what had happened to those games, I'm not sure if Destiny necessarily falls into that, because hey, the game could have a huge population from now until when they introduce the private matches, and some of those people that stick with it, they're going to hop over onto that, and there's going to be a huge thriving community. But at the exact same time, they're going to be competing with a lot of other titles that are going to have those things in place day one, mainly Call of Duty, but there's also some PC games that work very well on LAN. Counter-Strike Goes, we saw at Gamescom, had a huge tournament, lots and lots of viewers, and you could arguably say it's in the top 3 or top 4 esports titles in the world. So from a shooter standpoint, I don't really know where this is going to fit and how people are going to interpret Destiny in the long haul, but it's definitely very, I'd say, not surprising, but people that wanted it to be competitive should probably be a little concerned that they don't really seem to be caring too much about introducing this immediately or with any type of urgency. I think they're much more looking forward to increasing the overall experience of the game and making it just a solid gameplay experience for a lot of players out there. Very interested to hear what you guys have to say about no private matches being in Destiny, and it doesn't seem like there's going to be any clan on clan action, at least in I think the way that most of us are thinking about it. But there's going to be clans anyway. So again, I want to know what you guys think about this. Is it something that bothers you? Are you surprised? Are you not surprised? Were you hoping that Destiny was going to be a competitive title? And if so, I definitely want to know why, because I was saying this months and months ago. I think almost a year ago now, that I had absolutely zero expectation for this game to be very competitive. So very interested to hear you guys' thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. I mean, what's the deal? Why are you slacking on me? Why are you slacking on me like No, I'm just joking. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until the next time, I will catch you later. Stay frosty.